Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play Medieval 2 Total War, the Spanish campaign. I am your host, the Harshness, or Speaker of Ages, over on the TotalWarCenter.net forums. I welcome everybody back, and I'm really excited to be here once again, and I hope you all stick around for the finale of this whole segment of this campaign, because it's going to be a very interactive campaign, and I really hope we get some comments below as to what our faction should do. Anyway, we left off with giving the faction 1,000,000 florins, and now I have to touch on this for a second because I was asked over on the forums as to why I had done that, and I explained for a very simple reason that it would be exciting, and there would be a lot more avenues to take in this game, because with money you can just about do anything. You can go and bribe other factions' units to their cities, to making them do all sorts of different things with the money that you give them, and it also funds other factions, so I think it's going to be really fun. I came up with a few short-term goals, or just two mainly right now, and that is going to be, we are going to expand Spain to hold the entire Iberian Peninsula. Now, this is going to be relatively difficult because we had, remembering, set the campaign to very hard campaign and very hard battles. So, and this time, usually, like I had said before, I do often use the money cheat, giving tens of millions of dollars. But this time we're not going to do that. We're going to give them the million and we're going to run with it. And if Spain falls, then we all fall together. Hopefully with your help, that won't happen. So what I've done here is I've moved two of our princesses. Now, what we're doing as of now with the short-term goal of holding the entire Iberian Peninsula is we're finding out exactly what is on the Iberian Peninsula. Being veteran medieval Total War players, most of us here would know that we have the Moors to the south and the Portuguese to the west and east. Now, they are relatively strong, and, well, Portugal is not relatively strong in the game, I find, as compared to other factions around the world, of course. However, they do have quite the naval fleet, and they usually, especially on very hard campaigns, they usually boast quite the fleet after a few turns have gone up. And it's very difficult sometimes, especially when you're at war with them, to maneuver across the seas in order to get to different places. So we're going to have to go and try and establish a definite friendly relationship, I believe, with at least Portugal. The Moors, we're at least going to get down there, so we sent the second princess down, and we're at least going to get down there and just see what's going on here. We all know that the Zaragoza and Valencian Spanish rebels are to our very east, on the eastern coast of the Iberian Peninsula, and it is likely that all factions would go for these settlements. As for us, I don't think we're going to go directly for them right away. We're going to morely try and figure out what's going on around the Iberian Peninsula and sort of fortify internally. And what I mean by that is we're going to fortify our country first. But any suggestions, again, in the comments below, please, because this is going to be a very interactive campaign. Battles will be decided upon the comments, where we campaign next, all these good things. So it's going to be up to us, not just me, what we do here. It's going to be very fun. So, going back to the game, we're going to send our spy, because we have sent our princesses out to engage in some sort of talks with the other factions. We're going to send our spy over to see what is going on the eastern side of the northeastern side of the Iberian Peninsula. So he's going to go over there, and right away we can see Pamplona. There they are. That is the Portuguese main castle. Sometimes they'll turn that into their capital. I lost view of the rebels. However, that's not really relevant because the rebels will likely move about their own territories, maybe come into ours, but they're not going to pose much of a threat. We're also going to start building armies now, remembering that we only have the 1,000,000, but we can afford to, at least on the few first turns, spend some of that to boast our military presence on the Iberian Peninsula, because let's face it, if you don't have any army, then you're not going to do anything, and you're going to get train wrecked. That's just the way it is. So we're going to build everything that we can, and we're also going to do the construction as well, because we want to be able to be one of the more prestigious factions in the house of building these types of buildings and having advanced cities and castles and such. And also that promotes battles and victories on the battlefield, because if the more advanced your troops are compared to the other factions, they will not be able to contest yours as well. And many of theirs will die in the fighting of yours. So, with that said, we're going to probably build the leather tanner. But at the same time, remembering we need the country to be able to support itself. So we're also going to put in the mines and the farms, give some roads. That'll come later, because we're not going to really need the skills of the spies up right now. That one spy alone can 62% chance that he will infiltrate Pampola, so we're probably going to go with that and leave it as that. So we just built some stuff in Leon. It's going to start building upon the next couple of turns, and everything will be flourishing well. The same thing here, especially in your castles, because your castles are where you can recruit the most amount of different types of troops, and heavy armored troops and knights and all sorts of horses. So it's going to be one thing you really want to get on and protect when they try to come forward. So we're going to do that same thing. That's about it for now. See, look, already we've spent just under 4,000, just over 4,000. Oh yeah, just under 4,000. Pardon my math. Vasco, we're going to have you return back into the deeper lands, and we're likely going to end a year. Now again, with our Spanish cardinal and all of our priests, they float about and they promote Catholicism throughout any lands that you put them in. So right now it's 62% of the population of this land is Catholic. So that's pretty good. Better here because it's 90%, so we're going to keep him down here. And he's going to keep promoting the Catholic ways down in Toledo. Anyway, I think that pretty much sums up this year, or this turn, sorry. I call them years. And so we'll probably end the turn and see what everybody does. I have it set to quick, I guess, unless you can really see them. You know, see Portugal moving out. Looks like they were going south and to try and take Zaragoza. They'll do that early on. Got a couple of messages here. We're going to see what's going on there. Look at that. We have a Moorish diplomat. We can probably could talk to him, at least establish some trade rights, and this will get our princess up to good standings with their charm. Sometimes it doesn't work, but anyway. Yes, hello there, Shakir Al-Fayumi. If I murdered that, please correct me. I think it's Shakir Al-Fayumi. Anyway, good day, Shakir. We come bearing word of our trade rights, and you seem to be wanting that, so yeah, your power is pathetic, and your wealth is meager, but that will go up pretty well. I'm pretty sure. Our power is pathetic too. So they happily accepted that, because right now it seems that they don't really want any fighting to happen. It looks like they're sort of doing what we're going to do, and that's really generally what all the factions will do, is kind of figure out what's going on. And yeah, the Portuguese are really moving about. They're doing some espionage missions, it seems, at the same time. So we're going to take a look here and end the turn, and it seems that the Byzantine Empire and the Holy Roman Empire are the major factors out there in the world, and we are of course the richest, and that still stands out because they will all see that and likely want to try and take some of those riches if they can by taking our settlements and cities. So we're going to continue on. There we are as the richest faction, and our recruitment report. Beautiful. We have more forces as they start to climb, and let's take a look at our monies. We're projecting the profits of minus 916 florins, so therefore we need to try and get that up. And what we're going to do is probably build some merchants to help that a little bit, and figure out what we can do inside the settlements, like raise taxes and things like that in order to help promote more income. So we're going to hit this to a high tax rate. They're still green, so they're pretty happy about it. So we can probably push that rate up to a very high tax rate, bringing that up to 1301 in Leon. Ooh, we went down. That's not good. Anyway, we'll probably end the turn and see where we stand again. It's because I spent money. There we go. Get more. Remember, if I'm not managing the money well, I'm not the only one in this interactive campaign. There's you guys as well. So we're going to need to get some help on this. This is only the second video. If you think what I'm doing is wrong, tell me and we'll change it up and do something differently. Right now, all we're doing is building the country and finding out what's going on. We have that million florins. We're going to see where we stand. Second turn ending. We're going to keep everything as it is. Other than, that's right, our princesses. Moving on over. Moving on down. Look, she showed up. She's like, hey guys, you see my sister. Vasco, you just continue on. You know what? We're going to recruit the mercenaries. Just because. You know why we recruit the mercenaries? Because they are probably half of the fighting forces most times, especially when you're only playing with what you got and you can't really necessarily recruit forces at your home base. You quickly buy up some mercenaries and get the job done. And many Total War players will agree with me there. Anyway, let's continue on. We're going to push him out directly into Pampo. Let's see what they're doing down there. See that? They're looking to expand, and they're going to encircle us. So their entire country of Portugal will do this. They're going to be all on the eastern coast and partly on the western coast. And I guarantee that they're going to look at us and think that's a juicy, nice middle piece for us to take. And we're going to end up in war with Portugal, I think. What do you guys think? I guess we'll find out in the next coming video. We're going to do a few more things here, wrap up this video, and I'm going to get this on as quickly as I possibly can, because you guys deserve to see this and start playing with me. So anyway, Vasco just recruited some mercenaries. Good to go. Everything else, good to go. Ending the turn. Looks like the Moors are moving. Portugal. See if they take Zaragoza. Nope, they stopped and they... Oh, yeah, look at that. See? There's a tension. Why would they... Oh, we have a fine general betrothed to our daughter. Do we take him? You know what? I think we can afford one, and we will take Barangul Fuso. Barangul Fuso. Trying to pronounce that, guys. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a Spanish campaign. I'm not very good at names. So anyway, we're going to take you. You have quite the command there. Well, not quite the command, but a decent amount of command. Good enough loyalty and some piety. You want some guys that have good traits for what you're doing in the campaign at the time. And he is looking like he could be a good commander out in the field of battle. So we'll take him. And see that? The Council of Nobles is asking us to go and check out Portugal, which we're already doing. So we're going to probably leave it almost here. With these few left, we're going to Portugal. Portugal's doing some weird stuff. I need some advice, guys. Help me out here. Get some comments below. And if you like this video, if you really want to see what's going to happen with all this, like and subscribe, and hit me up next time. Alright, thanks a lot. And we'll see you again.